gentlemen, and welcome to the pre-stream. Now, this is the coolest part of the video, which many people don't actually get to see, so be thankful you get to see this, if you're actually here, that is. So, today will be rather interesting, I can definitely say. We do have a little bit of, something really different. Wait. Now then, ideally everything's set up and ready to go. Of course, the stream will be taking place about 6 o'clock, but we've got some time here to chat if there's anybody in the chat. In fact, not just talk to myself. Move that out of the way. Hello there, Slack, how you doing, my friend? Well, it's not going to be long now. The best part is I get to get over my tongue-tiedness during this part of the pre-stream, so it's great. You guys get the worst commentary you can imagine. Hello there, Redster, how you doing, my friend? Solaristics, how are you doing, my friend? You know, one thing I've really got to hand it to Armored Brigade is the background art is phenomenal. I've actually decided to take some of these art pieces and use them as my own wallpapers. They're actually really well done. I really do like that style. It actually reminds me of, I don't know if you guys will be aware of it. Was it an 80s film? You know, the film Wargames? I think it was Wargames. Just got that sort of vibe to it. Makes any sense. You know, the sort of like computer interpretation of like the Cold War. That's the sort of vibe I get out of it. Hello there, Slam. How you doing, my friend? That's good to hear about there, Red Star. I hope you've had a good day. Hope everyone's had a good day, and or even. Not going to differentiate here between days, or indeed nights. Yes, we are playing the GDR, the Deutsche Democratic Republic. Yes, we will be playing scenarios. We do have, actually, 2 scenarios available. And depending on how fast we finish the first one, should we actually finish it, we do have a backup one, which is going to be rather intriguing. Hello there, Lanza. How you doing, my friend? I know a lot of people have been asking for the German Democratic Republic, and here we are today with it. It's definitely going to be really quite interesting. Of course, we'll be using a lot of Soviet equipment, but I'm sure we'll be able to make it work. The year is actually going to be rather intriguing. We've gone from quite later into the Cold War period. Today will actually be rather early Cold War, as we'll see definitely quite a different mix of equipment, which is definitely going to change up how things work. Today is going to be rather less technological. Yeah, see, I'm just playing the background theme here, as the game doesn't have that music, well, that much music at the moment. I really do hope that they do add more music in the future. But the background theme is actually really quite nice. There's a few little things, but this is the longest one. That's what I play in the meantime, while we're waiting for things to get started. just so we can have a chat and a little bit of background music. I think it really does help set the tone. But I really do like this art. Very, very much do like this art. Hello there, Bo. How you doing, my friend? I do have a sudden urge to watch war games. Like, if you guys have ever played DEF CON, then yeah, you really just want to go and watch war games. It's so good. Hello there, Grey Knights. Good to see you guys returning. Lots of familiar names here. It's always good to see these familiar names. Hello there, Electro. That's a really interesting name. Are you an electric Rudolph? So our first opponent today will be actually against the Federal Republic of Germany. So we are going to have the Battle of the Two Deutsches, which is going to be rather intriguing. No, it doesn't, unfortunately, but it's such an interesting game. I really do enjoy that theme. Just the actual music of it, it actually has so much ambience there. As far as it goes with Armored Brigade, I'm not entirely sure whether it will be on Steam or not. I'm sure if you ask that question later on, I'm sure one of the staff members from either Matrix or Slytherin will definitely answer that. So I'd save that question just for the time being, because I don't want to give you an answer and be wrong about that. I don't want to disappoint you. Or make you happy. Either or. Yes, I would save that question for a little while. Hello there, KT. How are you doing, my friend? Hey, Luba, how you doing, my man? Doing pretty well. Doing pretty well. I'm getting through most of my tongue-tiedness. I'm always terrible for it. First stream of the day, I always get really tongue-tied. So it's nice to have this time here. It really is an interesting game. I've really genuinely enjoyed this. It's nice to have something different on the market. I think there's a lot of games out there that do attempt to be Cold War setting, but they just don't ever seem to do it justice, or it's just not really what the market wants. And to be honest, as somebody who obviously enjoys this period, I really do enjoy this game. I'm not being paid to say that, by the way. Not long now. Only a few minutes remaining. Then we'll be able to get started. Hello there, Scutari. How are you doing, my friend? Tell you guys what though, I'm definitely looking forward to using some Soviet equipment again. Of course, let's see how the German Democratic Republic performs here. The actual equipment we'll be using is going to be pretty, we'll see, robust. I don't think we'll have much a technological edge in this sort of time frame, but hopefully the generally larger Soviet guns will make a difference. That would make a lot of sense there. Does anybody have a favorite vehicle that they would actually like to see here? Oh, you're hearing a little bit of static there. Okay. Let me see if I can just fix that. Okay, hopefully that should be better. It's probably just my microphone actually just picking up like ambient noises behind me, to be fair, but I'm actually not speaking. One of my favourite vehicles are the Marder series. Yep, the Marder is really good. Okay, I can actually just add a little bit further. At least I have an idea of what may be happening then. There we go. Only 3 minutes now. I tell you what, guys, I get really excited about this, so it's really hard to actually wait. It generally is. So it's so good to see you guys as well, see names returning, and to try these new scenarios. Different factions obviously bring different aspects to the game. I'd say probably, what would be my favourite Cold War vehicle? See, I really do like the American M60s. I don't know what it is about them, I just really like the shape of them. They just look so, beefy, really. Look, almost, like, so modern in a way. So modern, but not modern. It's strange, really. Can't really put my finger on it. I suppose it's obviously with the Second World War we saw like chiefly Shermans, so of course you'd see like Pershings or other vehicles, but predominantly from the Americans you would see obviously the Shermans and obviously other Allied forces. There's a bit more static again? Okay, let me adjust this. I can only apologise, it may be just background noise it's picking up. Obviously once we're into the game, things will definitely be better. Okay. How about that? Is that any better? It may be because I'm playing audio in the background, maybe just having some kind of effect. But we should be fine. It's better. That's great. That's good to hear. It's probably just from my microphone just being on open. Obviously I don't have push to talk, so when I'm not speaking you'll hear a lot in the background. Okay. Oh, I like the M60s. But guys, we have only a minute here remaining until we can actually begin the stream. I'm very excited. I hope you guys are as well. The weasel. No, I can't sing. I really cannot sing. One more minute here. One more minute. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to Armored Brigade, where today we'll be taking a look at the forces of the German Democratic Republic. And in our first scenario, we will be facing off against our once brothers, the Federal Republic of Germany, in the scenario of the Red Prussians. I'll give you guys a moment here just to read this if you'd like to. Of course, obviously do bear in mind you can pause the video should you want to read this. Now, I have been advised to give the FRG a little bit of a boost, so we'll give them about 10. We might give them a little bit more, actually. We'll go for a harder battle. So yes, we'll give them a small advantage here. Not too terribly large, but enough, hopefully, where we should be able to... a very interesting match here. Hello there, Yuri. How you doing, my friend? Right then. So this would be the first time I've actually seen the video. Sorry, seen the map here. Now, let's take a look at what we have available. We have T55 MBTs. Yep, T55s. These are rather intriguing. So we have 14.5mm. So anti-air machine guns. These could be quite handy against the actual infantry. That should prove not exactly a tank killer, but it should be useful. Infantry is something that we do find difficult to suppress, obviously. I mean, MBTs obviously do cope well against infantry out in the open, but in cover, it is going to take some time, so having machine guns definitely does help to suppress the infantry. Build up their panic, really. Right then, some plenty of T-55s here. We do have some SPAA, which is always going to be very nice. So what do we have here? We have the 57mm guns here, obviously two of them. Now, these could be very handy. Let's take a look at their actual penetration. So we have the fragmentation high explosive. We also do have armor-piercing composite, which is actually very good. This is actually going to be very nice. And considering that we have decent penetration, not huge penetration, but they're definitely capable of taking out soft-skinned vehicles. Even the high explosives isn't too bad. 20mm will take out soft-skinned vehicles pretty easily. The accuracy obviously is leaving a lot here to desire. But that's going to be a rather interesting unit, but at least we should be able to make some interesting use of. Now, of course, we do have... these appear to half-tracks. Appear to be half-tracks, I should say. Now, we have the motor Schutzen squads. Now, they're going to be interesting. Okay. So... yeah, there's not much in the way of armor here, as you can imagine. It's not exactly designed to be like some kind of armored behemoth, is it? Don't use them like in War Thunder. Yeah, that's very true. Okay, more SPAA. Definitely. These are T-54AMs. Okay. Take a look at this then. So we have the T-55 over here, the MBT. Then we have the 100mm D10 T2S gun. This actually comes with quite a range of shells. We have fragmentation, high explosives, high explosive anti-tank rounds, armor-piercing ballistic composite, perhaps? Oh, armor-piercing ballistic capped, I believe. Armor-piercing ballistic capped composite? Okay, I'm not too familiar with APC BC. That one I'm not too familiar with. So if you guys want to correct me, then please do. Right, let's take a look at the actual accuracy. That's probably where the difference is going to come in here. So we'll take a look then. So we'll say we'll probably be engaging about 16 to 2,000 meters. The visibility is good to 2,800 meters, so probably around about this range. So we notice that accuracy does drop quite heavily over 1,600 meters. Penetration not too bad. At close range, we do have pretty good penetration here at 201mm. That's with the APC BC. The high explosive anti-tank is probably going to be our best bet. Of course, the accuracy is going to be the killer there. Right. The armor, 200mm at the front, 200mm, yeah. And just 200mm flat then against all kinds of damage. That's not too bad, actually. Let's see. We have T-54AMs. Now that is a very interesting question, isn't it? What year does this scenario take place in? I'm sure one of the developers will be able to answer that question, that burning question. Okay, so the accuracy here, 37. Let's compare that to the T-55s. Is that worse? No, it's about the same. Okay. Right. So, we do have some ATGM carriers. These are going to be nice. So the AT-1 Snapper ATGM. So the range here is about 400 meters to 2,000 meters. We obviously do have pretty damn good penetration. We'll definitely be able to kill here rather easy. We have practically no armor, so it's better to just assume these vehicles are unarmored than to even pretend they have armor to deal with anything. Now, on the map today, the map itself isn't too terribly large, which is definitely going to make this quite bloody. I have been advised that this is a armoured scenario, so we are going to be seeing actual armoured battles here. We do have, let's see what we have in terms of support. We have 18 guns here, over 1,000 explosive shells, obviously the illumination and the smoke. I think the smoke shells are definitely going to play into our hands today. I think what we need to do is actually split up our artillery into smaller batteries and basically pepper the battlefield with areas of smoke. Now, if we actually take a look at our air support, we do have, yeah, right, we have 4 MiG-17s, 2 pairs of MiG-17s. There's air support there carrying the 37mm. Okay, I'd assume these are rockets perhaps, or that may be, oh, that would possibly be the cannon. And we do have, right, iron bombs as well. See, I'm not too familiar when it comes to aircraft, so if somebody could give me some information on what these are, yeah, I'd love to know. Right then, let's actually take a look at the height of the map. Okay, so the enemy actually does have the benefit here of quite high positions. They do have the elevation on their side. Let's take a look at this isometrically then. Right. So from our point of view, let's increase this just to really get an idea of what we're dealing with here. Oh, those are cannons. Awesome. I assume they were cannons like AC or like automatic cannon or auto cannon, I suppose you would say. We can see here there's a lot of trees, a lot of tree line. There's obviously the different towns here, villages. It does seem as though we do have some sort of valley, which is obviously backed up from the height map. Yes, so we can see here the terrain is obviously low, the elevation is lower. Higher elevation over here. So our armoured forces, the vast majority of them are deployed in this zone here. We may actually want to advance down this lower depression. It may shield us potentially from an elevated enemy. Though of course it does depend on if there's any cover here, if they're blocked by anything. We will have our T-54s over here, obviously trying to push up to this sort of position. I think when it comes to it, how do we want to approach that? I think the main battle is obviously going to take place along these plains here. But we really do need to choose where we fight. Now, I'm not too keen on pushing on this area. I think this area is definitely death central. Okay. Now target reference points. We're going to need these bad boys. Right. I think we're going to have to accept we're not going to have perfect target reference point coverage. But we can probably try to gain some good coverage. Now, of course, we do have our forward scouting elements, which we'll take a look at in just a moment. But if I was to hazard a guess as to where the vast majority of the enemy forces would be. Now, normally I would assume the forest, but if they're made up of principally armoured forces like we are, then I'd assume this sort of open plain area. Though possibly here, I'm going to go with the guess of this. I'm going to assume that the enemy forces will probably approach from this angle. Now, what we may actually want to do here is perhaps... Yes, perhaps actually deploy some smoke over here. Trying to cover these open areas. What we want to do here is we want to actually try and split up the enemy. We want to actually divide their forces. So ideally we are engaging with, let's say for example, 3 enemy tanks rather than 10 enemy tanks, as the 3 enemy tanks are separated by smoke from their compatriots. Not much by distance, but visually they'll not be able to see. Right. We have our target reference points set up over here then. And let's actually set up some of our artillery missions to fire at the start of the mission. No. Let's see. Kalin. Grad. Now let's see. Kalin 1 will be our call sign. For the artillery pieces here. We'll set up our new mission. So we have Kalin 1. Now this is going to be using the smoke round. I do want to have a decent amount of smoke put down pretty early. And the smoke itself will last for some time. Let's see. Right, so we want it to be orientated in the other direction. Now if I'm going to hazard a guess, so you can see that we do have what appears to be a rail line and a road here. There's a river line, yep, the river here. Road. And, of course, this open area here. I think this is the area that we probably want to deploy, at least our smoke initially. I'm not too concerned about being able to hit them out of this distance. At the end of the day, we have to work to our advantage, and we have to work to what we're good at. We can clearly see that our MBTs here, obviously the other tanks and other units that we have available to us, they're obviously more accurate and deadlier and closer ranges. So we need to play to that. We need to actually take that on board and take advantage of that. So we'll deploy our smoke over here from Kalin 1. Now we're obviously going to create multiple missions, so I'm going to have Kalin 2. And that will be much the same, deploying smoke as we try to level the playing field. So that leaves us with 12 guns remaining. I am going to use another mission here, which I'm going to rename this one. So yes, we'll have Kalin 3. And again, using our smoke. Notice I'm not having them fire on my command. I don't believe I need to. As, well, yeah, as soon as we have these rounds downrange, they will definitely be of use. And they'll remain in place for some time. So we have these areas blocked up by smoke. I may consider actually smoking this area as well. I think it's probably worthwhile doing. That'll leave us with about 6 guns available. That'll be interesting. We'll have Kalin 4. Right. So notice we are going to be using quite a few smoke rounds here, but we have plenty to spare. We'll not be using terribly many throughout the battle. Right, we are going to smoke up this area just in front of the village here. Okay. So, we do have air support. Now, of course, if I was to actually call this in, it would take a few minutes. So we do have to call it in before we need it, if that makes sense. And obviously then they'll be on target and able to engage in a certain area of the battlefield. Let's take a look at what we have at the front then, our forward element. So we have the mighty PT-76B reconnaissance vehicle. We've had a rather love-hate relationship with these bad boys. They're definitely capable. That 76.2mm gun is definitely capable. The fact that they carry high-explosive anti-tank rounds, the APCR, they're definitely dangerous. They are very much killers. Okay. Now what we're going to tell our forces to do here is we're going to have them all, so in our standard operating procedure, effective. I don't want them to be firing off half-cocked, should we say. Now, if we take a look at the actual line of sight, let's figure out what we can really see here. I need to try and establish dominating positions over these plains. Over these fields. That's what we're looking for. And that's not a terribly bad position over here. We do have a good line of sight over here. We don't have anything covering this area, but I think what we may want to do then is, let's see. How is the elevator? Right now, that's looking very attractive. Yes, that is very, very attractive. We'll have these bad boys actually reverse, and they can head into this forest line here. Yep, so what we're going to do here then is we're going to tell them to reverse this position. They'll do that ASAP, and then we can orientate them should we need to. So yeah, that's what we're going to try to do here. We are going to try and set up a line of sight over this area. The PT-76B reconnaissance vehicle, well, the actual PT-76B, can of course actually engage, and it can definitely kill. That high explosive anti-tank rounds, 280mm of penetration, all ranges. The accuracy is rather poor, but the thing is we only have to hit once and we could probably kill. That's the beauty here. Now in terms of the actual centre line, what are we dealing with? We take a look again here, we can see the elevation is higher. There's a little bit of elevation here, but what we should be aiming for is potentially to push up to maybe this position here, depending. Though I may try to push up just on here, just to the edge of the trees. This position is going to be quite dominating. So what I may do is actually have our artillery somewhat geared towards this area, try to prevent the enemy forces here of the Federal Republic of Germany from really occupying the high ground. So this area is definitely going to be concerning. This area is going to be rather interesting. We do have some control over it as of this moment. But of course the Federal Republic of Germany forces, the FRG forces, may be deployed here in a similar fashion as well. This is something that we are going to have to try and manage. Let's see. This is the elevated ground here. What can I spot from here? Right, that's perfect. That's exactly what I need. What we're going to do then is we're going to have scouts about here. not too exposed. I want them somewhat deep into the actual forest line here. That's what I'd like. Now, the second one, I do favour actually split up certain vehicles just to ensure their survivability. At the end of the day, I do not want to lose both. So we'll have them slightly separated. Yeah, we'd have eyesight over Brava and Kalipin. That's quite handy. Right. Have you moved to about this position, roughly? Yep, and we'll have you rotate, look in that direction. Same to you, that direction. Beautiful. Yep, you have your orders. We do have a dismounted scout team over here. They actually do have some respectable line of sight. That is actually not bad. I don't need to move them, in my opinion. And then do we have more? Yeah, extra PT-76s over here. And this position is extremely important. I think what we need to do then is a part of me that thinks, right, do we actually push up over here to try and establish some control over here, some forward control? But I think what we'll do here is obviously have our PT-76s actually take command of this position. It's too good, frankly, to let go of. And I'm completely serious when I say that. So we'll do that over here as well. Just establish something here of a position. Now, when it comes to our actual armoured vehicles, we do obviously have the AT section over here. I'm not going to have them deploy too early into the battle. So what we're going to do then is we are going to have them just advance over here for the time being. I want them pretty much almost like a reserve. Well, over here. I don't want them exposed to the front line. I want them near the front line. But close enough, but far enough away that they're not going to be annihilated. And we do have our armoured forces over here, the T-54AMs. Self-propelled as well. Okay, so I think what we want to do with these bad boys is obviously move over to the north here. This is the area that we need to control. But of course we are going to have to keep some armour somewhere in the centre of the actual map here, just to prevent ourselves from being overrun or being divided. Okay. So what we'll do then. Now the question comes down to how do we actually want to move. We do have the benefit of the roads here. Notice that we do have an actual... Yeah, we have paved road here, and then we have dirt roads. So we'll be able to move quite quickly up to this position here. I could of course move rather boldly here to the centre, which is possibly not a terrible idea. We do have some solid cover. We do have line of sight over here. Frankly, I don't need line of sight here in the centre. I need it on the flanks rather than the centre. Okay, let's see. So I will have a section of B-54s actually head towards the centre here. I'm going to have them head to this position. And then what I want them to do is really just remain in this position for the time being. I want them to be hidden for the most part. So what we'll do is we'll have them march. Okay, so they'll keep basically behind each other. Righto. Now, what is the vehicle traffic ability like? It's pretty good actually, 80s, very respectable. There's always a chance that they could get bogged down, but it's not very likely. Okay. What we'll do then is we'll take advantage of these roads. I'll have them move quite quickly over here, and then from there I'll have them advance out. There is this river here, this what appears to be a small stream, potentially like a small river. We'll have to be careful of that obviously because this is going to divide our movement. We do have, yeah, these look to be like dividing the actual fields, the agricultural fields. We'll approach over here. Try and hold that position. Frankly, I want my forward elements to take their positions first to give us an idea of what we're dealing with, before we really commit our forces in earnest. So again, these guys are obviously going to do the same sort of move, but I'll have them deploy over here. And I'm going to keep them really in a sort of reserve for the time being. Yes. What is the vehicle traffic ability like? Yeah, you can see it's significantly lowered over here, so probably not a good idea to put our MBTs in there. So we'll have advance. I'd say it's about there. Rotation that way. Okay. Right. Accidentally gave orders to only one vehicle there, so we'll reattach and we'll have them all carry those orders out, rather than just the one. Okay. And there we go. We could try to be bold and push up over here. Could try that. We need our headquarter element to be fairly close to the battle. And we'll have you actually just advance fairly slowly to about here. That's all we need. The self-propelled AA will move up to this area here. I imagine that we're probably going to be facing enemy air assets, so we do need to be aware of that and prepared for that. Well, how one does that is going to be an interesting question. Now, this is actually a very commanding piece of terrain, so we do need to actually push up to this hill over here. I'm not too keen on actually pushing my MBTs into the actual forest line. Just try and find a position here where we do have... But then again, that cover is worth so very much. And I suppose at the end of the day, should they fail and become immobilized, they're just going to become pillboxes, frankly. That's not totally bad. Okay, so I want you to move in anticipation of contact with the enemy. I'm going to have you head out over here. But I may be better off actually having them move out with contact. Okay, I'm going to have them move just here. Give them focus. Again, contact over here. Now, what is the line of sight like from here? Pretty commanding, actually. Beautiful. Headquarter element can move up to this position here. That should be enough. Now, the self-propelled AA... possibly maybe worthwhile just keeping them here in this position. But what I'm going to do is actually have them separate, just to spread out our potential here. Right, we do have the mechanized. The mechanized should be rather intriguing. Ideally, they're going to be equipped with RPGs or something else like that. I think what we'll do with the mechanized is keep them here for the time being, and then have them actually deploy to where the battle zone lands. Now we have our armor to the south. I think as far as it goes with the armor to the south is just keep them in reserve here for the moment. I think frankly, always keep an element of our forces here in reserve. That's always a good idea. Right. I think from here, we're pretty much ready to go. How about you, ladies and gentlemen? What do you reckon? I think we're good. Now it's 8:30 AM, I assume? Yep, 8:30 AM. The weather is fair. The wind is rather weak, temperature is warm, and the ground conditions are good. Now, fantastic. We do have to actually assign the last of our guns here. Would it be worthwhile... I think what we may want to do here then, considering that we don't have DPICM munitions, we only have HE, we are going to set up some additional fire missions here. Again with the free guns, but I'm going to increase the amount of shells lobbed down. About 51, give or take. It's going to be high explosive. I want them to actually just harass a large area. I want to try and dissuade enemy forces from really entering into the forest. That's what I want to do. It may be a wasted... yeah, it might be a waste of shells, but in my opinion, should we actually manage to keep them from these areas? Sort of, like, just deny them. I think that could be very much worthwhile. Do I want to put this down here in the center? No, I think I want to probably put it down in this area. And imagine this is where they probably will be advancing. So yeah, we'll have some harassment fire around about here as well. We'll see how that goes. It's also going to take us some time to actually move it to a position where we could probably engage with the enemy. So let's hope in that time we do manage to get down a decent amount of smoke. I think this should be good to go. So what we'll do then is we'll click start and let's see how this goes. Okay, so let's just slow down the battle here shortly. Right, okay. We'll just pause here then. So we are aware of potentially enemy forces in these locations here. Not too surprised on that one. This one's a little bit concerned on how close to the front line it is. Yes, we don't actually have line of sight over that. Just in a seeming depression here. Okay. What we're going to do then is I'm going to cancel your orders. And you're actually... yeah, completely cancel that. I want you to rotate in that fashion. I want you to actually see what you can see here. Alright. The forces will begin to move out now. So high explosive rounds will be landing shortly. We'll also see the smoke rounds, they'll make their appearance in a short period of time. Yeah, our PT-76s here are reversing. At least they have their forward armor to the enemy. Okay, sound of gunfire. Now do let me know if the audio is a little bit loud here. This is a new version of the game, version 1.00. And I've not had time to actually adjust the audio settings, so do let me know. Okay, so you can see our smoke rounds are starting to land. Yes, okay, so we're taking fire, we've lost the PT-76. We definitely know that there is an enemy vehicle here. And unfortunately, they did get the kill shot on our PT-76. We didn't have much time to actually evade that, so what we're going to do then is give orders here to reverse. It's actually quite the loss there. I mean, the high explosive anti-tank rounds are very effective. So it's rather unfortunate. Yeah, it's in a little bit of a depression there. Rather intriguing. Okay. Yep, additional smoke rounds. Beautiful. We'll see our high explosive rounds coming down shortly. Seems that some of them are starting to land. Yeah, there we go. What we're trying to do here then is sow discord among the enemy, sow disruption. I'm just going to turn the actual audio down here just slightly. There we go, hopefully that will be a lot better. Yep, here we go. We have our T-55s moving quite quickly. And, right, so you're taking fire, you've just been immobilized, that is a shame. You're panicked. You do not actually come equipped with smoke launchers. Yeah, the vehicle here, whatever it is actually causing us a lot of issues. Yeah, it sounds like MG fire. And taken out, okay. So we know there's definitely something here. It's a big problem that we've just lost our forward reconnaissance elements here. That is a shame. And what we'll have to do then is rely upon our scout teams over here. They are going to have to be reinforced very quickly and very rapidly. We do have armored forces moving up to the town over here of, is this Klein, Klein, not clean, Klein. Right. I think you need to push up to this position here, perhaps. Well, then again, let's see. So from this position here right now, you see nothing. This is the position you need. Okay, so delete that last order. I want you to move to this position here. Well, actually, move with contact. Obviously, it's going to take longer for these orders to be received. Right. So far we are on the back foot. We have lost 2 vehicles. But let's see if we can avenge those losses. Aerial denial fire missions are still going ahead here. We have our smoke. Doing pretty well. You can see, with only a few guns, obviously it doesn't seem like you'll be able to drop down a lot of rounds in a short period of time. But this is actually pretty disrupting to what may be trying to move through this area. It does buy us ideally precious time to take advantage of. And we have our AT over here. Yep, ATGMs. They're doing pretty well. T-54's moving out pretty quickly. Okay. So far, no other signs of enemy activity. We are definitely aware there is something hostile and indeed deadly. I'm going to assume that it is potentially armed with a cannon, considering it did seem like there was MG fire and then it was suddenly dead. So I'm going to assume it's potentially cannon fire. Okay. Do let me know if the audio is loud enough. Right. I should have given them orders to actually move via cover. What we'll do then is, for the sake of survival, I do want this to actually survive, is I'd like it to actually... Right, there we go. Delete that. Okay, beautiful. I'd like you to actually just move to this position here. What could you see from here? Nothing. Further forward, yeah, that's when you actually start to see things. Okay. So what we're going to do then is actually take that, have you move to this point in the forest, and have you look out. I could do with actually moving the headquarter elements. Yeah, elements of our headquarters further forward. So notice that we do have our command tank here. I do need to move them. We have our command tank here as well. Do need to move you up to probably about here, give or take. I think the massive volume could be louder. Okay, we'll just turn that up just slightly. There we go. A little bit louder. Yeah, I mean this is when we start actually seeing enemy vehicles. Okay, so our PT-76 is actually moving here. It's actually... Yeah, so it's moving along the dirt road, but at the end of the day, it's actually moving there between the trees. So, there's only a small amount of trees there, but it is going to make a difference in actually concealing the enemy. Well, concealing our vehicle from the enemy. I'm not happy to have lost vehicles so early, but that one couldn't have been helped. The enemy did deploy in a good position. Oh god, I love Hinds. Hinds are so damn sexual. Yes, we do have planes in this scenario. We have two MiG-17 pairs, which are obviously running close air support armament, autocannon, and iron bombs. So basically dummy bombs, I suppose you call them. Well, dumb bombs. Okay. Yeah, so it looks as though the smoke is drifting over here, which is quite good. The smoke is... Well, so the wind is actually blowing in this direction, it seems. Okay, that has just been completed. Right, we can actually see something over here. This is a tracked vehicle. Do we have... Right, so that's been spotted by our infantry, our scout forces. We do have our T-54AMs over here, the MBTs. I could potentially move to this position here. You are currently in a march formation. So what I'm going to do is actually give you free formation orders. Basically, they won't try to maintain a formation, they'll just move as their individual commanders see fit. Right, so as far as yet, we have no actual tank killing capabilities here. We do have our actual ATGM carriers. Now, if they actually move into this position here, they do have a commanded line of sight of that road. We don't even need to move in particularly too far either. We'll have them do that. It's going to take some time, but it'll be worthwhile once they do. And there too. Right, your command vehicle is over here. You are moving up. I could do with that moving a little bit faster, but I'd rather it make it there. So I think what we'll do here then is we are going to take our forces here. I think we'll move in a line. Line, perhaps? Column perhaps? Have them move here. I'll adjust our formation on the fly should we need to. I want them to look out from here. So from this position, yep, they do have a commanding line. Fire. Yeah, very handy. They also are somewhat shielded as well. I don't want them to have perfect line of sight, because at the end of the day, if they have a perfect line of sight, then chances are that they in turn can be spotted too. Okay. Right. There's retreating. Not terrible, but at least we have a good indication of where to actually move our units. We do have our forces over here as well. I think what we'll do then is actually consider moving them up just a little bit. Just so we can actually get closer to the actual battle. Let's see. I think we need to actually try and take command of this section of the battlefield here. These tanks would be perfect as a reserve. We'll have them actually deploy over here into the forest line. Move this headquarter element up as well. Do about here. Give or take. The SPAA, let's see. move up. I'd ideally like you somewhat spread out. We do, of course, have our mechanized. We'll have our mechanized begin a slow advance just for the moment, just about here. Have our headquarter element actually move here. Okay. We're going to shift our high explosive fire around. Notice we have well over, well, 1,050 shells, so we do have a good opportunity here. I could obviously reduce the size of the fire mission, but I'm going to leave it wide. At the end of the day, we don't know what may be potentially here, so I think what we may do then is actually double up on our fire, but make sure it's quite spread out. I want fairly random fire. Hopefully that may drive the enemy out, and we always may strike lucky. It's going to take just over a minute. Yeah, there's another vehicle here as well. We'll lay some shells down here over in the town. We can also see that we've started a fire here. That's interesting. Okay. Our vehicles will be moving shortly to the north. I do have an additional AT section here. Let's take a look at what line of sight we have from this position. That's actually very, very nice. That really does command the approach here. Now what we'll do then is we'll have you move into the forest line, rotate this way so you can obviously keep an eye on that section. I think as well, let's see, answer your orders. I'm going to have you move here and stay in contact. And again, no. I'd like you to actually reduce the space in your formation. Move to about here. Further behind the trees. Okay. Goodbye there, Zippo. Have a good one. So far, so interesting. Okay, we are going to fire the smoke off once more. Kalin 1, 2, 3, and 4 fire. I'll have to take a look at that after the stream. Okay, we have line of sight. The PT-76, what have you spotted? You don't have exact eyes on the vehicle. You you see something, but we don't have a clear line of sight. But we can still take a shot potentially, or we could have taken a shot. You can see here our position is clearly quite good, so we do actually want to take advantage of this. Right, what is your line of sight like from here? Not perfect. If I move you to this position, not so much better. Here, well, right, okay, that looks good. Okay, so we'll have you move there. I'm going to have you reverse because you actually respond to that order faster. And frankly, it doesn't particularly matter how they move, just move. Now, I could use my air support here and potentially drop some bombs on the town, but we'll have artillery land in pretty shortly. An MBT has been immobilized. Yeah, that's a shame here. Which was this one. So this MBT has been immobilized. So, yeah, it's currently gotten stuck in the field, but that's fine. It can act as a bunker. So there's definitely something right in the center of the town here. We definitely know about that. Okay. Fine for effect. We may shift the smoke around in a short period of time. Let's see. Are we still reversing? Yeah, we're still reversing here. So far, so good. We haven't spotted anything, which is a interesting thing to say. It's neither a good nor a bad thing. It just depends. Right, so you have line of sight down the road. I think what we need to do then is have you facing the correct orientation. This T-55. Answer your orders. Where should we have you pushed to? That's actually really quite nice. I think we'll have you push up that position there, then. So we'll have you run contact, orientate you in this direction, roughly. Over here, what are we looking like? Beautiful, actually. Yeah, so we'll employ this position here. ideally to great effect. It's only going to take us about 15 seconds to respond to these orders. We do have additional additional T-55s over here. We can see this position is actually pretty solid, so we may actually want to move additional T-55s. But I think what I will do is actually move the T-55s into the forest here. Take a look. We don't have great line of sight, of course, but that doesn't particularly matter. What matters is really the cover. But the vehicle trafficability is pretty low, so moving through here is probably quite the risk. So perhaps it's not worth said risk. I think what we'll do then is, instead of moving through over here, is I'll have them actually just move across here through the field. And then they can actually take position from there. Though, yeah, advance to just this position here for the time being. Now we do have our tanks over here. I think what we're going to do then is we'll have our mechanized, the first of our mechanized, actually make their move over there. I'm going to have them use cover once they get there. Yep. Okay. Move fast to that position. Then I want you to unload over here in the town itself. So, let's see. Unload. Unload about here, behind the actual houses. We do have the other elements of our mechanized we need to make use of. I think for the most part, potentially over here, so I think I'll have another element sent to this position over here, to this town. I don't want to actually deploy them as of yet, I want them really just available. These forces as well, will have you actually move up over here to Brunswick. From there, just be ready. This quarters, we do have one over here, which is quite nice. Yes. You need to move up. Was that my HQ element? That was my HQ element. God damn. Okay, that was unlucky. We'll have to nab this one then. You're coming with us, Sonny Jim. Okay, move fast. Obviously, you'll take advantage of the road then. Though, to be fair, just have you actually move within the town, and then at least you'll be on the roads. Going to be no issue of getting immobilized then. Or being immobilized, I should say. Right, how are we looking over here then? You're not exactly facing the correct orientation. I want to really have a good position. Your position's not great, your position's not great either. You need to move, yeah, to these positions here, just to the edge of the forest. That's fine. We'll have you move to the edge, and move to the edge here as well. Okay. Now, I do have additional T-54 AMs over here. Currently, they can't see squat. If we take a look at the actual elevation of the map, that's understandable. The elevation here is not exactly great. It's a bit of higher elevation over here, but so is for the federal forces too. I'm glad that we've launched the additional smoke. Are they going to fire? Are they firing? Yes, they're firing. It's going to take time for these shells to arrive on target. So we clearly do have a line of sight on something here. Is this coming from the actual... No, is this... Yeah, that's coming from the PT-76. Yep, rounds are starting to land. We can also see there's a tracked vehicle over here that's potentially moving up. Now, we do have our T-55s in a commander position. We do have additional T-55s here. Now, they can actually move up to the edge of the forest line and actually have a very solid position. So we will do that then. So they're going to move up to the edge... About there. I know it's very much a risk, as at the end of the day, these are bloody T-55 MBTs and not exactly little fairies, you know. They're not easy to hide. Okay, PT-76 is moving into the forest. Will be there shortly. Right, how many smoke rounds do we have left remaining? We have 96. What we're going to do then is actually change up the location here. So I'm going to have you drop smoke here and here. I'm going to have you drop smoke about here. I mean, that could work against me, but frankly, I want... Well, but again, that actually will work against me. We'll take... it's too late now. Fine. We'll find something to do. I'm going to smoke up this road. And additionally... Additionally, I think about here. Yeah, about there. I want to actually cover my T-54s and T-55s. Right, that's pretty dangerous. Close to the enemy here. This house is on fire, which is always a good thing. The T-55's moving up over here. The mechanized are moving. What formation are you moving in? I think I should just give them free formation. End of the day, they'll arrive there then at least. In good fashion. Give or take. Right, okay, the PT-76 is taking fire. Where is it taking fire from? I'm going to assume here, though I did see something over there. Now, unfortunately, we don't have the benefit of smoke, which is a really big deal. So we're just going to reverse here as quickly as possible. Yep, you're being engaged by a tank. Yep, you've been destroyed by an enemy vehicle. I can surmise, well, surmise it's probably from here. Okay, we'll keep up the fire on the town here. So far, we are losing our reconnaissance element. Our infantry, as you can notice here, due to the fact that they are obviously infantrymen and not vehicles, they are significantly harder to spot, so we do have an advantage there. One of the things we obviously don't have a 76mm cannon, which is something I really quite like. So you win some, you lose some. How are we doing here with the spotting? So yep, you have solid line of sight there. Solid line of sight, solid-ish line of sight. I probably want to move you up just a little bit further to hear about the edge of the forest. There we go. Okay. So far we are taking losses. Right, the smoke will be landing shortly. What I want to do here is, if the federal forces actually want to engage us, they're going to have to move up. And the thing is, if they move up, they're going to be in the open. Though, right, okay, something's taken fire. The PT-76 is taking fire. Yeah, their vehicles seem to be very adept. We did give them a good deal of extra training, so that is probably where this is actually coming from. They're performing pretty well. Okay, T-55 is moving up over here. Yeah, vehicle destroyed. Okay, enemy armored forces out here. They may have some pretty good training. These might be some fairly cracked troops of the Federal Republic of Germany. But at the end of the day, they'll die all the same when hit by a tank round. Right, okay, make sure you actually change orientation. You change orientation this way. Yep, keep it that way. I really want to make sure they have their frontal armor pointing in the right direction. Okay. A little bit of smoke has been dropped here. Too late to see to save the PT-76. Right, you definitely need to reduce the actual space in here. So reduce that spacing. Then have you orientate in that direction. Right, we see an enemy tracked vehicle here. Okay. Right. What do we have here? That's intriguing. So it looks as though it's armed with perhaps an autocannon or machine gun. Something... It looks like an autocannon. Right, what do we have spotting that? So you're spotting here. Ideally, you actually do take a shot. You've seen something else as well. What's spotting you then? Is that the actual infantry? Yeah, so the scout team over here is actually doing a really good job. So they are seeing the enemy here from multiple angles. I think what we need to do then is... yeah, that formation didn't work out too well. We'll have you move forward here in contact orders. Again here, contact orders. Obviously have that orientation this way. Cover those. It's not always the worst thing to actually wait for the enemy and then move. So at the end of the day, we do need to run the risk of actually advancing out here. Have our last orders of contact. There we go. Somewhat tempted to actually... Right, okay, yep, we can see a tracked vehicle moving into the open here. Let's take a look. So you're currently reversing here, so let's cancel that order. I want to get a sense of your line of sight. So your line of sight does cover here. So I think what we need to do then is actually just hold here for the time being. Have you actually just rotate in that direction, wait to be an enemy. They will close. It seems the democratic forces here, at least the NATO forces, are definitely seeking battle. Yep, they're moving out here. We have tracked vehicle here as well. I think what we may do is, let's see, we may actually call in some air support into this area. Now, it's actually pretty good. 2 MiGs will be able to cover the entire battlefield here. Obviously, they're not going to have a great time of it, so we'd have a close air support in the central circle, and then the seed in the larger one. So we'll have the close air support in this area. Now, do I use them both at the same time? Probably the best idea. The reason for that is if they do have SPAA, which I'd imagine they actually do have, we do have a greater chance of survival the more the more aircraft we have inbound. So just over 4 minutes, yep, round about the same time, about a few seconds. Okay, so that fire mission has just finished. What we're going to do here is we're going to take Kalin 5 and Kalin 6, cancel them, form them into one actual fire mission, which is obviously going to be designated Kalin 5 once more, but with increased amount of artillery, increased amount of rounds, or guns, sorry. Reduce the amount of actual volleys, as we are fine with increased, actually increase that to about 72. Change the size of this, about 330, give or take. Yeah, 330, about here actually will do quite nicely. Should they move forward, we may have a good chance of killing them. There's also another tracked vehicle here on the move. You, my friend, have no line of sight right now, but there's quite a few vehicles moving here. I'm quite happy that we have actually called in our close air support. They will arrive within a few moments. Well, within a few minutes, I should say. Currently, looks as though... Are they actually deploying smoke as they move? That's a rather interesting move here. We do have our T-55s here. We have T-55s here as well. And we have our T-55s in this location and as well over here. What we may want to do then is perhaps move through the tree line, but I don't want to expose my position as of yet. Right, we do have ATGMs out, superb. We should be seeing our mechanized forces actually making their way up. Yeah, they're taking a while to do this because obviously they're moving through cover, which is understandable. We have our T-55s out here. I think what we should do then, let's see, what is your line of sight like? Actually pretty good. You actually do have eyes on target. Okay. Let's change our orientation. Let's have the T-55s actually advance down here. At the end of the day, I do have a solid chance here to potentially kill, so we need to take advantage of that. There's not many chances we get to do that, and we are going up against pretty cracked forces, so we do need to take full advantage and destroy the enemy utterly. Right, the SPZ IGHS-30. Definitely looks like it's carrying some kind of autocannon or potentially machine gun, but it's definitely something. Are they tracked? They look tracked. So that could be what we are interpreting as potentially MBTs. Could in fact be APCs. Okay. The ATGM out. Ideally we get a kill there. Would be our first act of reprisals, looking good. Not a kill, I don't know if that looks as though it missed. But they have stopped moving for the time being, which is interesting. We still have line of sight. Oh, is it that you lost line of sight just at the last moment? Yeah, it looks that way. Okay. We do have our T-55s over here, so should they actually venture out, we may push with the T-55s. They may not be able to react to that too quickly. Perhaps, here, let's take a look. From this position, you see nothing. Okay. Not what I was looking for, but that's fine. You guys are currently moving through the trees here, so you'll be moving up into a position where you can potentially kill the enemy here. We need to keep the federal forces guessing, as far as we're concerned. Right. 3 minutes until air support arrives. We just need to hold on for that time being. 81 has a very low chance of a hit early. Right, yep, that's very much to be expected. We do have a few chances. Right, MBT is taking fire. Seems you've been spotted. So what we need to do then is actually reverse out here. These are definitely crack forces. I may have actually given them a little bit too much in the way of training, but we'll see. So, you do have eyes on target. Is it perhaps worthwhile actually to hold your position and instead fire in return? I think it's probably worth it to fire in return. But then again, if we reverse here, we do... Well, we have to deal with the risk that the vehicle is going to be destroyed anyway. But at least if we actually reverse, we do have the potential to actually save our MBT, but also to draw the enemy closer. That's what we have to bear in mind here. I want you to rotate in this... Yep, okay. So you do have eyes on target. They are set to use only effective fire. So I think what we need to do here then is actually change the standard operating procedure to just basically fire at will. Basically just bloody, if you see a target, fire. I think, frankly, right, for soft targets only, actually no, bugger it. Yeah, max. I think we need to actually get shots down target here. It may reveal their position. Right, okay, now our T-55s are starting to engage. Now notice that the enemy here is definitely out in the open. They're definitely not in an advantageous position. So you know what, you might be the best of the best, but you die all the same. For the might of, well, our mighty republic. Let's see some kills. Yeah, they're firing upon us. I wish I could actually get a sense of what we're dealing with here. This is definitely going to be quite the battle. I'm very happy that we do have close air support coming in soon. I think what we need to do here is actually take the smoke and move this up. We need to really actually have a big impact on this battle using the smoke. So a minute and a half until that arrives, but then again that is going to obscure the... Damn, too late now. I could cancel it, so we'll cancel it. I don't want to obscure the fire mission for the close air support. So we'll have Callan free. You're instead going to be using the high explosive rounds. Okay, we need to try and turn the battle in our favour here. 72 rounds. Let's make this larger. Fairly large, but we'll have a decent density of rounds landing down here. We are facing up against the Federal Republic of Germany. Now we are starting to send rounds down range. Let's see here, we do have additional T-55s, let's bring them out into the battle here. We need to actually support our brethren here, our compatriots, our comrades. We are taking fire, but we are taking no damage from the fire, so ideally our forward armor is sufficient. Right, Callan 5 is ready to fire. Callan 5, begin fire. Fire my command. Fire for effect. Yeah, here we go. So these guys are moving out into the open. Ideally we'll take advantage of that. We have additional T-55s here. We have quite a number of T-55s. I think what we'll need to do here then is actually change these guys' formation to march. And in fact we'll have them move on free. I'm going to have them actually just advance down the road here. I want them to actually move down the road and see if you can actually flank the enemy. These are looking like hits. Tiger destroyed. High explosives. Anti-tank rounds definitely proven effective here. Right, we are taking fire in return. Second vehicle destroyed. High explosive anti-tank. And the enemy keeps on moving here. Indeed, for the fatherland. Third vehicle destroyed. Right, you need to hold your position. Do not retreat. Do not retreat. You must turn to face the enemy. Do not allow them to see your side. We can't allow that. That was a hit there. Ideally some damage inflicted. If we're using the high explosive anti-tank rounds, then we should probably be dealing with some additional damage, like some pretty decent damage here. Right, we are seeing fire here upon our T-55. You need to hold your nerve. Additional hit here. Let's see, kill shot, miss. But they are in the open here, they don't have the advantage of cover, they don't have any concealment. Though the enemy knows our positions here, we do have the line of fire on them. We are moving up to flank them as well with additional T-55s on the flanks here. Right, Cannon 3 is ready to fire. Let's bring down the fire upon the actual, so-called brothers of ours. Rounds will be shortly downrange. Yep, you're taking fire, but you will withstand this. Right, we are scoring hits here. It's only about 50 seconds here until close air support arrives. Hold on for the fatherland. Right, we are suppressed here. Buttoned up. Buttoned up. You're suppressed here. I am going to move forward. Let's see, what is your line of sight like from here? So from here you actually do not have line of sight, so I think what we need to do then is actually probably hold our nerve for the time being. We don't want to actually expose our forces here. There's always an additional threat that could come from this angle, and we need to be ready for that. Smoke rounds will be launched, well, will be landing shortly as well. Just need to hold our nerve. Right, we'll be engaged by what looks to be autocannon. There we go, additional vehicle destroyed here. APCBC. Yeah, artillery downrange. High explosive. Yeah, we definitely see quite the push here. Right, we are moving in for a flank as well. They're definitely pushing. Close air support will be arriving in 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Incoming big support. Oh boy, this is going to be fun. Yep, MiGs are coming in here, coming in hot. Oh, enjoy that one. Do we lose a MiG here? We did actually manage to take out an M47. Is that what we're dealing with? Okay. Yeah, MiG-17 taking fire. I don't know if we actually lost a MiG. That might have retreated off of battle here, but that definitely did a good job there. This is like the 6-Day War. Okay, what we're going to do here then is we're going to take our smoke. We're going to take Kalin 2. We're going to have them smoke up, basically prevent them from actually having a goddamn clue what's going on. We're going to take Kalin 5 and actually have that tagged on this position here. They're clearly attempted to hold their position, but we're going to prevent them from being able to do that with any measure of success. I need to draw them out. I need to push them into the open. This has been perfect for us. This is a perfect killing ground. We do have T-55s here on the flank, and we need to push that flank. Frankly, we should have line of sight here, but I imagine the smoke is obscuring that. We're going to have them push towards the actual edge of the forest here. Again, here too. Right, you're actually out in the open. I'd rather have you somewhat safe within the forest. At least you do gain a bit of cover. Okay, have you just reverse just to here then. Okay, now the headquarters needs to be moved up. I'm going to have you move up via fast movement to about here. I want you to actually take command of the battlefield. Actually, have you move up here. Right, move, 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 move. Okay, so how'd our air support do? Yep, they're regrouping, so we'll gain them again. Beautiful. High explosives are landing here. Yeah, this is not where you want to be right now. We are still taking hits, but it seems as though our frontal armor is definitely doing its job here. Definitely doing its job. Oh, that... Yeah, we have the additional fire support from over here now, on the flank. It looks like infantry elements over here then, so it looks as though the mechanized forces are being deployed. The Panzer and the DDRs. Yep, another vehicle taken out here. We still don't have a direct line of sight. We are somewhat sure we're dealing with M47s, but that's a little bit uncertain. So it seems the smoke here is actually causing a lot... Right, we actually lost our first MBT over here. Yep, the M55. So the T-55 was taken out. So, yeah, this is a great position. It's a great ambush, but we're definitely still able to be destroyed, and we need to bear that in mind. So, let's see here. I think we'll have them reattach, and I think we need to push actually on the flank here. We need to push the flank and destroy the enemy. This is a very bold move. It's not usually something I would typically do. I prefer to actually wait and... Right, yes, we are taking return fire from enemy artillery. So we are going to back off. I do not want to get caught into a kill zone here, so have them march freely and just reverse. We do have our additional forces here, the NBTs. Yeah, they're definitely lining the enemy up, so continue to move until you have a solid line of sight. Yeah, so the range here isn't great. You are engaging at some pretty impressive ranges here. Let's see. You're engaging at almost 2,000 meters, so the accuracy is going to be rather poor, but at the end of the day, we're going to need to hit once to kill. Mechanized moving. And mechanized would be really nice over here, the actual motorization. Yeah, SPZ autocannon. Autocannon here too. Yeah, say hello to my little friends. Okay, you're really bold out there. So I should take advantage of that. Okay, you will hold position there and rotate. You guys, you need to actually cancel your orders, and actually push up to this position here. Ideally between the forest, the tree line here, just to take advantage of that. There we go. But this is great. We actually have a flanking position. T-55 taking fire. Now we are at pretty extreme ranges over here, so yeah, look at that. That's autocannon fire. Callan 5 is ready to fire. Is Callan 3 ready again? Right, Callan 5, begin. Callan 3, begin. We do have additional guns available now. We should probably set up another mission here. Let's say Callan 6. Right. Let's see here. Have them available to fire. I think, frankly, the threat here will be dealt with, and I do want to really put down additional rounds here, so I'm going to actually have that a little bit further out. They are moving. Okay, let's see. We did destroy an enemy vehicle here. Beautiful. Incoming enemy artillery on this position here. Yeah, that's definitely what we're expecting here. Let's see. These M55s, yeah, they don't have the line of sight. That's not too bad. We'll wait. We'll keep them in an ambush. I do have additional armored vehicles here. We also have the ATGM carrying vehicles. We have lost so far. Let's see. We've lost a T-55 so far. We've lost quite a few of our PT-76s. Almost all of them. But we have definitely dealt quite a blow against the enemy over here. We'll have the benefit of our MiG-17s in a short while. Yeah, that artillery is not great, so we do need to have them back off, or at least this vehicle back off. Okay, begin to reverse. You're reversing too, to get out of dodge. Right, we are taking fire over here as well. You should be moving forward. Yep, move forward. Again, you just move forward. Okay, just advance. I think that's what we need to do. Need to push here. Frankly, the town's going to protect us from most of the enemy fire, and we do need to catch them in a ambush. Right, we've lost a second T-55 over here. Damn. Okay. So this is definitely quite a dangerous place to be right now. What we may want to do is actually back off to a certain degree. So what we're going to do is actually hold our ground here. Have them obviously rotate and look this way. Reduce that spacing. Hold your position here. Hold your position here. And frankly, we'll allow the enemy to draw themselves into this position. What we're actually going to do then is, let's see. Yep, so you're already given orders. You'll be moving on them shortly. Let's hold our positions here. Our forces have occupied Siegfried. Okay. Move into the building here. You need to move into probably over here, actually. Yeah, actually. Move to this position here. At least then you can actually occupy that. We'll have our vehicles move about here, frankly. Just out of the way, just behind some of the buildings. Ideally out of sight. Okay, wedge. T-55 taking in direct fire. Okay, we still have eyes on targets. Yeah, they are reversing, but they are still fighting. And our vehicle just got destroyed by the T-55 was taken out by artillery. We did take out another vehicle here in return, but the kills are definitely starting to rack up now. Artillery continues to land. Both for and against us. Right, so you're firing for effect. This one will be ready to fire in about 32 seconds. The air support is still regrouping. So we have the vast majority of our forces still available to us, still ready to go, still ready to fight to the death. Though, of course, we are starting to take losses. We do have quite a lot in reserve. Good news. Need to move the headquarters up, really. But it is moving. We do have a flank here, which is good. It's a very difficult flank to make use of, but frankly, the enemy can't see it, and once they do move into a certain angle, then we can actually get a shot on them, as you can see. So yeah, they move here. So what we're trying to do then is we'll push the T-55s forward, ideally all together. I'm going to keep these guys in reserve here, just to make sure that we actually do not lose out. Right, reattach. Have them basically act as a unit. Yeah, hit, no damage. We did destroy another vehicle here. Yeah, that thing's absolutely screwed. Let's just watch all 3 T-55s open fire. 3, 2, 1. Go down to fire mission 10. Fire mission 10. Yeah, not very nice named, is it? But fire for effect all the same. You gonna fire? Yeah, notice these guys are buttoned up. Whoa, that scared me. I did not expect it to be as loud. Yeah, taking fire here. Right, we did just take out this vehicle. See, the enemy has been pretty much forced into this area. The area has been consistently smoked up. Am I out of smoke rounds? I'm out of smoke rounds. Well, this is how effective smoke can actually be. Right, we are firing for effect here, so should the enemy remain in that position, they will definitely be disintegrated here. And the thing is, they're definitely putting up a good fight, right? We're taking in direct fire, so we are definitely open to enemy forces over here. So I think what we need to do is actually move forward out of fire. Are they smoking? They look as though they're putting smoke rounds down here. Or is that just from my own rounds? MBT taking fire. Yep, so see, by keeping our nerves here, keeping this position, we actually do have something solid. Right, okay, that's not really how I want you to move. Just hold your nerve. Reverse this way. Rotate that way though. Well, rotate and then reverse. Probably the best idea. Frankly, because you have your weakest armor here. Okay. You don't have a clue right now, you've acquired target. Fire one on the move. Badass. Yep, see, here we go. By actually having... Wow, okay, no wonder. So we're dealing with Leopard 1s here, Leopard MBTs. These things are actually pretty damn fast. Yeah, multiple Leopards. So this is actually very intriguing. So we are seeing Leopards versus T-55s and T-54s. Intriguing. Okay. So we actually do spot it with both T-55s, and it's definitely on the flank here. So... Oh yeah, it has no idea. I'm going to enjoy this. Multiple target acquisition, just fire. Please. You do have a line of sight over here on the other Leopard one as well. Okay. Damn, that thing moves fast. Yeah, you definitely want to be sure of your shot, and you bloody well miss. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, this is a hell of a tank fight. Right, enemy vehicle taken out. How long until we receive air support? Still not available as of yet. Yep. MBT taken out. This is where it all comes together. So the enemy has no idea that we're here. Aircraft ready. Beautiful. Right, okay, so the first one needs to come down over here. This is where the enemy is being especially difficult. The second one, of course, can come down to this range here. We did lose an additional T-55. This has been a hard fight. Oh, this... Yeah, that Leopard did recognize the threat towards the end, but yeah, what do you do when you're flanked so badly? Okay, begin to move forward. We can end this. Begin to move forward. Yeah, they're trying to move from this position here. I can't blame them, considering they're under pretty intense artillery fire. I mean, so are we. This is definitely a battle. Right, keep moving. Hold your position here. Yeah, flanking shots, infantry in the open. Ooh, we actually did get some revenge there. The PT-76 actually does score a hit, and actually, yeah, that's beautiful. Right, okay. Beautiful. Do we have the other, right, so we have our MiG-17s there inbound, the other group is still regrouping, I'd imagine, rearming. But this is good. We've actually defeated a lot of Leopards here. And we've not taken this without losses. We've definitely taken a lot of losses here. Yeah, seems like they're... Yeah, they're still not done here. We've just lost an additional T-55. We are taking hits here. No damage, but we are taking hits. Right, you need to actually rotate and look the right goddamn way. You need to look that way. That would be another Leopard 1. These Leopard 1s are very good here. And the fact is, these are pretty crack. We did increase the training. Yeah. Oh yeah, here we go. You can't escape. They're trying, but look at how fast these Leopard 1s are. Oh boy, you're about to get absolutely annihilated. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 MBTs aiming right at you. Goodbye, my lover. Goodbye, my friend. Okay, yeah, just survive. You do that. Yep. I think that's because I said it's going to die. Yeah, there we go. It finally dies. Ooh, Flak Panzer, M42. Yep, the enemy's certainly getting desperate here. Aircraft is ready. We are going to use the other squadron over here as well. I really want to make sure we actually annihilate what is in this position. We do have the advantage of artillery being ready, so I think what we need to do here then is potentially... Ooh. I think what we need to do then is use our artillery to smoke out whatever is in this position. There may be further forces here, so we are going to use that. We do have the round to spare. So fire on all accounts. Fire all. Right, enemy pretty close here. What is this looking like? Not quite. Okay, what we're going to do here then is actually push here. Push up these reinforcements. We do have the MBTs, so we'll have them advance in free formation and advance towards here. They are armed with only assault rifle and grenade. Just look at all this. This is definitely not good. Let's have a PT-76 that's come out here for some revenge. We are taking fire though. Yeah, goodbye, my friend. They are pushing up on this flank though. Right, taking fire. Okay, we are going to unload our forces here, just in case the enemy makes it. They are pushing this flank. Additional Leopard 1 taken down. There we go. Destroyed. Finish close. Ah, the PT-76 dies. I can't believe the speed of these things. Right, incoming enemy artillery. Is it going to make it to the forest line? The trees. So close. Ooh, okay. I hear the sound of an ATGM. Oh, we'll get to just see this one hopefully die. Yep, goodbye. Right, let's advance. Okay, fire mission 10 is ready to fire. All of them ready to fire. Fire. Fire for effect. Air support is inbound. We can expect that within 49 seconds and just over closer to 3 minutes. Yep, that's rocket artillery. That is our own artillery. Left one destroyed. Seems like a one over here. Been lit up by multiple vehicles. Yeah, definitely going to see the rain over here now. Okay, MBT has been immobilized. Yeah, here comes the artillery. Right, I've just lost an MBT. Damn. Okay, we're now starting to engage them. Okay, hold your position here for the love of God and turn and fire. Right, there's only a few seconds until the... air support is inbound. Look at that bad boy. Just in time as well. Just in time. Just look at all the artillery landing here. As the rockets are coming in. Yeah, look at them dropping bombs. There's definitely something in this area. We'll have a second pass shortly as well. Right, you should probably deal with that. Good thing you're rotating to actually deal with that. We know there's a leopard out here somewhere. Right, we are pushing on this position. Reattach. Push. Look at how many dead are. Yep, there we go. SPZ. Where the heck? Oh, from the headquarters. Wow, our commander here has actually spotted a target. Yeah, now it's dead though. Goodbye, my friend. MG opening up. How much penetration does the MG have here? Let's take a look. The actual, if it's actual 7.62mm, 24mm at 90 meters, sorry, 0 meters. The 12.7mm with the armor-piercing rounds has 25 at 0. Let's figure this out then. So how far away is this? This is 152 meters. Let's see. 300 meters. So between this, it has something between 25 and 20 millimeters of penetration. So actually still, it may be able to take this out. Maybe with just MG alone. Or the heavy machine gun. But I'm sure the cannon will do it. Oh! Is this M48? Okay. It's actually pretty well armored, 90mm gun bar. Okay. Good thing we have additional air support coming in. Right, we actually may be better off just actually advancing here. Frankly, it's better to face the enemy than to be destroyed at a distance with no ability to, for reprisal. So far it's been a pretty brutal battle. Losses have been heavily skewed now towards the Federals. FRG. Right, we've just lost another... Yep. 54 AM. I hear MG fire. Oh wow, okay, yep. Incoming MiGs. Yeah, if we run out of heat shells, that was a good point. We do have additional T-55s in reserve. Hit, hit. I wish they could circle around. They only get so much time on target. Yes, and we still have our other squadron regrouping. Ooh, did we just lose one there? I think so. Oh, okay, yeah, we actually need to move here. We are being destroyed by leopards, I'd imagine. Right, reserves will be moving up. Okay, the enemy assumes we're here. We've occupied Victor. Yeah, scout forces engaging on the ground here. I do have the motor shoots and... Yeah, they're the ones actually spotting over here, which is nice. Okay, we have additional T-55s, let's begin to advance them. About there. Let's see, let's move up the artillery support. So far. That'll do. Okay. We are aware there's enemy assets still operating here. Yeah, artillery landed on dead tanks. Fairly tight formation. Let's increase that formation distance. Actually increase it, not decrease it. Actually, probably reduce that. Scout teams retreat and can't blame them. Right, yeah. T-54 has line of sight over here. Beautiful. Actually, that's actually a really good position, I didn't even realise. M48. No damage taken. Yeah, these bad boys have some armour. Leopard ones are really effective, but they really obviously lack armour. I just lost that. Oh dear. Right, we actually do have line of sight, which is actually rather interesting. I think this is the elevation here. Enemies here. Okay, what do we have in terms of reserve? I have motorized. My armor reserve is over here. I do have motorized reserves. I'm going to have them actually head down there. Yeah, goodbye Leopard 1. Kill it, please. Fragmentation. Nice. Good job. Right, let's begin to fire. Fire all. Yeah, you just died. Beautiful. There we go. Destroyed. Tactical. Only a tactical victory. Wow. I suppose we did lose quite a few elements here. So this was a very, very fun mission. Let's take a look at the losses here. So we lost ourselves 1 troop, 15 vehicles. The Federals, the West Germans. The East is Beast, West is I can't think of something, but I'm going to say not the best. Right, so they did lose 33 vehicles, 28 troops. They actually did take a lot. Yeah, that southern part of the map is definitely a graveyard. Let's take a look over here then. So this is the replay. Obviously our units moving out here. We obviously did see here at the start, we lost our reconnaissance. We did have eyes on. We almost had a shot, but we didn't actually get lucky in that. You can see that we did lose another PT-76, PT-76 gone. We did lose a lot of our eyes, which is probably why The Federals, just look at the battle itself there. Yep, you can see the actual aircraft flying over just then. But that was a big battle in itself there. Heck of a battle. Look at that. Continuously pushing tanks up on that southern flank. They were definitely not giving up on that. And that is a really impressive move there. Then we have our T-55s move in, and we still took losses. Our T-55s were in really good positions, frankly, when it came to it. We did lose the odd one or two, but we held our nerve, and it did pay off. I think we would have annihilated the rest of the enemy had this gone on longer. Let's take a look then. Oh, they still had a lot in reserve here. Panzer Grenadiers, M48s, but the thing is, we'd have pounded them over time with our air assets and our artillery. But they did have a lot of FRGs. Sorry, a lot of M48s. Black. Scouts, yep. Black. Interesting, these are just like guns. No wonder they weren't that effective. So yeah, let's just take a look at this graveyard here. So just dead leopard 1s. Black Panzers. M48 as well. Just look at that, there was there's an M47 Bulldog. So there was a Walker Bulldog there. Of a Walker Bulldog. Let's look at that. Look at that one. Leopard 1 totally blown off here. And oh man. They still had just the Panzer Grenadier squad. They did make it pretty far. They actually did have a... Yeah, this is an ATGM carrying vehicle there. So no wonder it was killing vehicles over here. If it actually got the line of sight and actually made a solid connection, they would definitely kill them. Okay. Lots of enemies here. So we are looking at the fact that we do have time for a quick view at a second scenario. So let's go ahead and take a look then, shall we? Now then, this would be... This would be... Need to remember which one it is. Uno momento. Apologies. Winterbrand. Okay. I've not actually even taken a look at this one. I've not seen anything of the description. So this should be rather intriguing. Right then. Comrade. Let's see. So we have the FRG here versus the Americans. I'm going to reduce their training and morale as we should be pretty much against the odds here. So let's see what we have. Ooh, we are going to be fighting the depths of winter. The Autobahn. Okay. This is definitely different terrain to what we're used to here. And this definitely looks like a big battle. Now... T-55s. Ah, yes, I love it with the mine plows. We do have the Autobahn over here, so we obviously do have the advantage to move up towards the... Yep, so plows. Obviously going to be quite handy. So I do have to point out that this scenario is pre-release. It's not yet fully completed, not yet fully balanced. It needs obviously some refinement. So do please bear that in mind. T-3485. Right, wow, look at this. This is actually a very interesting map. This is going to be a definite close quarters battle. And the thing is, we are on the offensive here as well. Let's see what we have in terms of support. We have plenty of guns available to us, which is always nice. And we have MiG-17s and MiG-21. So we have cluster and my favourite, of course, napalm. Love these bad boys. The thing is, it's like, might always be a good idea to potentially even open with a large air attack. Let's see. You can see the difference in the size of the battle here. This is definitely a larger map. I think the positions we're going to have to cover are more than likely here. Something along this sort of line that we'll have to cover. And the enemy could even be over in this position, but we only have so many target reference points, so this is actually going to be quite brutal when it comes to it. So I'm going to have to try and assume where the enemy is going to be, and that's a difficult task. But I'll make an assumption over this way. I am going to have a target reference point over here, of course. Let's see. I really do like napalm. I think napalm's so fun. I am half tempted to actually start off with air support, but I think it'd be very risky. At the end of the day, I don't know what we could be going up against. Let's take a look at what else we have available. Okay, so we're still rocking some interesting vehicles. We have SBW-40B2s, intriguing little thing there. 14.5mm HMG. E3485s. How beautiful. How amazing is that? They're actually deployed in the snow again. Their natural habitat. Yeah, T3485s. Beautiful. Okay, this is feeling quite retro. Indeed. Oh, this is beautiful. We do have an interesting mix of units. T55s along with T3485s. What I like to see. And we do have mortar sections. I'm actually really happy about mortar sections. That does give us some sustained fire support throughout the battle. Yes, we have 2 mortar sections here. Do we have a third? Can I hear a third mortar section? No, unfortunately not. That's fine. We do have the SPAA. We're going to have to take that obviously with us. Are they? Yeah, okay. Right then, let's get this down then, shall we? So we have our dismounted scout section over here. We have obviously more dismounted scouts. I think what we need to do then is try to approach the battle then with our scouts first and foremost. Try and move them forward. I do have my SPW-40P2 scouts over here, obviously the vehicles. So this forest is actually extremely thick. Yes. We'll try and move through here then. I think if we move along the road, we do run a potential risk, but at the end of the day, if I run through the forest, we do have the obvious risk here of getting stuck. So I think at the end of the day, we are going to advance here, ideally through the roads. We'll give them standard operating procedures of shortest route. Okay. Right. Active. Again, I want you to travel through the woods. At the end of the day, you're more than likely going to die. But, frankly, if you have a chance, you might as well not get stuck. Okay. We do have multiple T-3485, so again, we are going to have them advance over here. We'll have them go through the shortest route, which is obviously going to be using the roads. Again, you as well. I do have the infantry over here. So frankly, the best bet would probably be to deploy infantry at certain points. Okay, so I want you to unload once you reach this point. These T-34s, I'm going to have you just basically advance to here. These T-34s hold position as well for the time being. I'll have the headquarters section move up there. You can move there. Okay. T-35s, the time being, just hold your position there. Just for now. Though you could potentially move up here. The thing is, this town does present quite the threat. I think what we are going to have to do is just lay down a big bombardment into this town and into this town here. Split up the artillery. So at the end of the day, we do need to be, well, let's see, yeah, Frost one, that sounds pretty cool. Suitably edgy. Right, let's put down some rounds into the actual town. 1 round. A little bit too small, we need to increase the actual width for that. And there we go. Actually, even more. We'll go for the maximum while we have the ability to do so. There we go. So that'll be raining down pretty shortly. We'll have Frost 2. And there we go. Again. Luckily we can fire on this position from the start, so it would be worthwhile to do so. Okay. Yeah. Rockets and high explosives. Good. Right, we can actually see the enemies potentially over here flanking. Okay. Danger bloody close indeed. Do you actually have the ability to fire this close? Fire to about here. Okay, actually, just reverse. I need to get you the hell out of dodge. We do have our scout section here. We do have our T-55 platoon. We are going to view advance this way. We do have additional scouts, but I'm going to bring the extra T-55s over here as well. I frankly can't afford to be flanked over here. This is too dangerous. This is like the Ardennes in 1968. That's a good point, actually. Potentially tanks over here. I think... Right, but I've not actually had my artillery. But I do have my second battery. What we are going to do with the second battery is we are going to lay down some fire I think over onto this position here, just assuming that the enemy is in that position there. Now this one is definitely going to be more of a faster paced scenario, as we don't have that much time remaining. I do want to get things moving. Gotta love the luck of that. Okay, you'll be just in and firing shortly. Fire for effect. I think subjecting these villages, these towns, whatever you'd like to call them, to some artillery fire is probably a good idea. Right, you're unable to fire there. Yeah, unable. Is that too close? Yep, here comes the artillery. There we go. Right, T-55s are moving up, obviously, to cover this angle. I think what we'll do then is have them scout forward. I do need them to reverse out of here. Just remove, reverse towards the forest. Okay, what we're going to do then is actually take this, so cancel. And we are aware of the enemy in this position, so what we are going to do is actually take Frost 2, make that pretty small, pretty concentrated. Frost 2, same as before, we need quite a lot of high explosives here. Which is the way to Grandma's house. Yeah, pretty much. We are the... Well, are we the big bad wolf? Yeah. It's going to take a long time to arrive there, but it may be worthwhile. Okay, rounds are landed down here as well. I'm going to have to deploy infantry to move up to this position, so frankly, unload in this position here, and then begin to move up. Right, you're unable to. Oh, these are infantry, right, now this makes sense. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, there's definitely enemy vehicles over here. There's potentially infantry here too. Let's see, can I actually fire that position? A little bit close, but ideally they may be able to do that. So we'll have multiple rounds drop down there. I'm glad we are moving the T-55s up in this particular direction. Because frankly, I do not want to deal with an enemy on the flank. No, we are going to be out in the open here. I mean, to be honest, what we need to do here is I can't allow this. If they're within range, please do fire. Okay, cancel your order, have you look that way. I need you to be looking towards the enemy target, and frankly, facing that armor in the right direction. We do have the scout vehicles as well. We do have T-55, T-55, SPW. Yeah, yes, snow does affect the vehicle trafficability, but it's not too bad here, about 80. Yes, we have eyes on enemy vehicle here, tracked vehicle. Who has eyes on that? Who the heck has eyes on that? Somebody has eyes on. Okay, ready to fire. 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 Get some rounds down range. Okay. Looks as though this T-55 has eyes on target. That's great news. We have a M113A2 APC. Yeah, thankfully that's not a massive threat, but we are going to deal with that. Enemy vehicle destroyed. We're going to push up on that position. Okay, fire mission's ready here again. We're going to throw that out there. Fire. Yeah. Thankfully short work. It would have been a hell of a lot worse of a situation had that been an armoured vehicle. Or at least something with a big gun. We are going to actually move up to this position. I need to make sure this flank is clear. I cannot simply allow it to be open. So we are running the risk here with these SPW-40 P2s. They do have the HMGs, so they might be able to take care of something. Keep with that artillery. Right, we're going to have the mortars actually change fire upon this position here. That's roughly where we can anticipate any enemy to be. And we're very lucky to have some sort of sight in there of the enemy forces. Let's take a look. We actually do have our infantry over here. Take the Motorschützen. I do apologise if I'm butchering the pronunciation. It's something I'm pretty well known for doing. Right, I want you to actually move on to the town here. This is definitely meant to be more of a slower pace scenario. But we only have a short period of time remaining to the stream, so I'm going to try and get as much done as I can do for you guys, because I really do like you guys. We're going to move on the town here. Oh, you're actually carrying scouts, okay. Right, actually, to be fair, I really do not want to lose you. I didn't realise you're an actual scout team, I thought you were just an SPW. Reduce that spacing. Okay, we'll hold on the mortar fire. I do want to preserve some of their rounds. Ooh, God, they actually do not have many rounds. I probably wasted quite a few there, so we'll hold fire. That sounds like an ATGM. We're definitely seeing something fire from here. Yeah, you're taking fire. That was very close. We absolutely know now that there are enemies over here. So we are going to push up on them. I think, frankly, we must push on them. If we don't, we will continuously run the risk of being flanked, and I cannot allow that. We are going to have to push. We may lose additional vehicles, but we need to do this. We need to destroy the enemy on the flank. We can't allow them to be on our flank. I'm half tempted to even colonize the pod, but the thing is it's going to arrive far too late. It's an ATGM carrying vehicle, so it does narrow it down. We can expect that's probably not... Yeah, but there's another one over here as well. That's going to fire. What is it going to fire for? Sorry. Right, we just lost the T-55. This is why this flank is so very deadly. Right, we've actually spotted enemy... Right, this is actually potentially even troops. Opening fire. HMGs are definitely going to come in handy here, as well as the actual... Right, now we actually have a position to fire upon with our mortars, so let's bring down the hell. Yeah, they've just fired off something else, another ATGM. So it seems like these guys are definitely tank killers. Taking fire. Luckily, that just misses us. Right, we've found enemy vehicles over here as well. Oh boy. Did we actually get the drop on them? I think we've actually got the drop on them. Oh my god, we've actually got the drop on them. We have T-35 85s over here. Let's have them move up quickly to deal with the enemy. Oh my god, we actually deployed, and I completely forgot about these troops, but that has actually worked out to our advantage. Yes. Oh my god. Haha, this is beautiful. They've definitely been taken advantage of here. That's actually quite an important kill. T-34s are moving fast. Probably not a best idea through here. So what we'll do then is actually have short is quick. Yeah, quick is probably the best idea. Oh, well, it's going to take them some time. Yep, another one destroyed there. Ready to fire. Looks... yeah, about 5 rounds down range. That thing's just been blown to pieces, but I'm going to put down some modifier just to make sure. Ah. They'll figure it out. We're pushing the flank here. I need to make sure my flank's safe. At least from this position here, I could potentially flank the town as well. And we do have our squads moving towards the actual objective. But these Americans are definitely entrenched here. We did get quite lucky to destroy these motorized / mechanized forces. So I'm pretty happy about that. It is quite an important kill to actually have that. At the end of the day, infantry can be extremely difficult to dig out, really. Right, okay, so there's definitely still fire here. Yeah, the enemy has line of sight over here, so we need to move forward with our T-55s. Yeah, we may very well be destroyed out in the open, so we're going to actually have them reverse out of danger. The enemy's definitely still here. T-55's moving up. Right, infantry needs to move up. There's definitely enemies here. Can't see anything here. So just reverse rather than die. Right, T-3485 round the corner. Oh wow, we're taking fire here too. Yeah, the enemy's definitely laying down some fire. Okay. Just advance up to this position here. Dangerous because of this here. Right. Yeah, the enemy's still alive here. We are taking hits but no damage. Yeah, they're still in the town. Right, we need to level this place. Okay. Couple rounds. Looks like they threw grenades. Yep, T-34 is moving up. Alright, you don't see anything as of yet. We'll have you push up. Other T-34s are pushing up. Right, you should not actually be looking that way, should you? Right, there we go. Oh, wow. Okay. Fire for effect. Right, okay. What we're going to do then is we're going to back off. They can't do anything at range. Definitely something here. Oh. I'm going to assume that's an APC. Yeah, definitely an APC. Considering you killed it with HMG. Something's definitely here. I'm gonna assume it's like hidden infantry. So, just so that we get to see it, because unfortunately we are really running low on time, I am going to actually call in a close air support, because frankly, I want to see that. I really do. I'll be really disappointed if we don't. We'll call it in, let's say, this area, where we can assume the enemy is probably going to be operating. We will speed up time just so that you guys can see, because I really do want you guys to see. I'm going to call Napalm over here, because I don't like these. No, again. Let's see. Probably, yeah, call it here. Going to speed up time. We are very close towards the end of the stream, and I think for the last hurrah, I think we deserve to see this. Actually, wish I called that there. Right, yeah, there's the enemy. Yeah, we do discover them. So that's ready to fire, but what we're going to do then is actually fire on this position. Reduce the space in here. Find this position here. Yeah, see our forces being forced to read here. Pulling back our T-55s. We know the enemy's definitely here. I've used a lot of my mortars and frankly all of their ammunition, but I think that's worthwhile to deal with that threat. I can't allow it to survive. And we're definitely taking heavy fire there, so there's definitely something in this area. Absolutely out. I hope they enjoyed that. And ideally these rounds should set the forest aflame. Right, advance. Okay. What the hell was that? A really intriguing sound. I suppose that's due to being slowed down. I hope they enjoyed that. I hope they do. Now at least we get to see the flight of the Valkyries. We have here MiG-17. They will not be the only one. It will be the first one though. Let's see. It will be interesting to see what happens should it be actually targeted. But should it actually see a target, it will probably do pretty good damage. Yep, mod aircraft. These are MiG-21s with the cluster munitions. Right, nothing spotted as far as yet. Which is rather intriguing. I honestly expected something. Yep, MiG-17s, MiG-21s. Additional 17, sorry. Nothing sighted as of yeah, that's rather intriguing. I would have expected them to have been targeted by now. But no fire. Ah, but I wish I could see this, by the way. Enemy vehicle there. Come on, T-55, get the final kill. Almost. That works too. But alas, ladies and gentlemen, we have finally reached our allotted time. It has been an absolute blast. I hope you guys have really enjoyed these showcases. There may be potentially more in the future, but who knows. I hope you've enjoyed this. I can only apologise for my mistakes, but I think we've had a chance to really learn the game together. I think we've had a chance to really take a good, deeper view of Armored Brigade. Indeed. So, thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this. I really do. Until next time, thank you and goodbye. Thank you all for watching. See you again soon. Goodbye from me. And thank you from those at Matrix, as well as the developers. They've done a hell of a cracking job. Goodbye for now.